anyone tell me by the meaning of this word agency? Hello? Can you all hear me? Yes or no? I know you all can hear me. So I am here to ask you a question. You answer me. I'm also here to help you out. So I want all of you to respond. Very good, Ida Mary. It's like a long kong kajingnang jing start. Very good. It's a that is an answer given from Ida Mary. All of you can check from message. She already given the meaning of agency, and she said that in Khasi, that long jong kajingnang jing start. A person who helped carrying out something. A person who helped out carrying something. It's an action. Okay. What about others? What about the rest? Can anyone tell me? Hello? What about the rest? Only few of them answer me. What about Riponi? What about Kalvi? What about Krishan? What about Damod? All of you should involve. All of you should participate in answering my question. All of you should participate in answering my question, because you have to clear first the doubt, the facts, and everything before we dive into this topic of agency of education. Okay, some of you said action, some of you said intervention, some of you said a person who helped carrying out something. Only 4 of you have said something about this. I want more. Damot, Deng Marwain, Kalvi, Lindomolong, Rovenela, Lindomolong. All of you, I would like to request all of you, if you can tell me what is the meaning of agency before I move forward with this. We are talking here about the agency of education. What do you mean by the word agency? Okay, let me get some more questions from all of you. Hello? Okay, can we start the class? Yes or no? Hello, can you all hear me? Please on your audio mode and say if you can hear me, yes or no, so that I will know that all of you can hear. Yes or no? Can you hear me? Okay, then I'll start. See, okay, good. We are talking about this agency of education. So before we move to this agency of education, I want all of you to remember when you were small. Go back to your childhood memory. Now you are adolescent. Okay. Now all of you listening to me right now, you are already an adolescent. You are no more children. Okay. You're about to cross. You're about to cross this adolescent stage, and you're about to touch the adulthood stage. But you're not yet in adulthood stage. You're still all adolescent. You're a teenager, and I want all of you to go back to your childhood stage. Just remember, if anyone can remember, I mean, what have you learned from your parents? What have you learned from your sisters? What have you learned from your teachers during your primary, during your secondary, during your pre-primary stage? Okay, I know all of you. Let me just answer. I know all of you have remember some of your memories from your childhood stage. How many of you can remember your childhood stage? Answer me, yes or no. How many of you can remember? If those who can remember your childhood stage, please say yes. I want to check how many of you remember your childhood stage when you were young kids, when you were just 9 years old, 10 years old. Those who remember your childhood stage, please type yes there. That means those who do not remember, that means they don't have any memories with your childhood stage. Okay, Josephine, she said yes. Ritigan said yes. Krishan said yes. Kalvi said yes. Ida said yes. Ravenel said yes. Okay, good. Damot said yes. Riboni said yes. What about the rest? Can you all remember your childhood stage? Can you all remember when you were 9 years old, 10 years old? Yes? Good. So very good. Very good, Krishan. Very good, Pidaminri. Very good, Sisidora. Very good, Eliza Rory and Ilobstar Lindolnkoi. Very good. So I can see that all of you have a good memory, right? All of you have a very good memory. So now let me ask, how many of you can tell me what memories do you remember? It's easy for you to say, yes, miss, I remember my childhood stage. Yes, miss, I remember when I was 9 years old. What did I do? Have you ever fight with your friends when you were 9 years old or 10 years old? Have you ever steal your brother's chips? Huh? Yes or no? Can anyone tell me one story or one moment that you can say that you remember your childhood stage? Who can tell me? Okay. Who can tell me? Who remember the memory? Okay, playing marble, miss, with my uncle. Wow, Krishan, he play marble with his uncle. That is good memory, Krishan. Good. See, what have you learned? Krishan, what have you learned from your uncle? So you have learned how to play marble with him, isn't it? So he taught you how to play marble. Yes? All of you. See, very good, Krishan. Oh, I missed that. So all of you here have you have your own memories, right? And like Krishan, he said that he remember when he played marble with his friend. Okay, Josephine, she said that she's remember when she played Mao Point with her brother and sister. Ah, I missed that. Mao Khan. Okay, so here let me just put my hands here so that I can accept your friends. I am so thankful whoever. Okay, Ritigan, she said that she spent a lot of time with her parent, and then Kalvi, he said that he used to clean utensil with his mother. I don't know, with her or his mother. So yeah, see, all this memory is always been with you, right? I am sure that Krishan, he learned how to play marble because of his uncle. I am sure that Josephine, she's able to teach how to play Mao Point with her brother and sister. And Kalvi, she learned how to clean the utensil from her mother or his mother. And Ritiman, she spent a lot of time with her parents. Maybe I think she will learn so many things from her parents with regards to values, with regards to obedience, with regards to discipline, right? So here, why I'm asking you, the question here is why I am asking you this question with you. Okay, this question to you. Okay, the reason is I want to exercise with your brain. Remember, from the time you were small, from the very first time you were born, and then from that time on, you start learning. Okay, and the first teacher there who will help you out is your parents. Remember, they are your first teacher, and you observe what your parents do, what they say, and how they behave. All these things matters to you. All these things shape your behavior. So a child is educated by the diverse experience. All of you have experienced many things in your life. How old are you now? 16, 15? 16, 15 years. So now 16, 15 years you have experienced a lot. Some of you have experienced how to adapt with your family. Some of you have experienced how to clean the house, how to wash the clothes, how to go to market to buy vegetables, how to go to the shop to make sure that you get the money, exact money in return, right? You know how to calculate things, you know how to recognize the letter, you know by now how to install the apps, you know how to watch dance video from the apps. Okay, so all these things you learn by observing eyes. So these eyes, these ears, this nose. Do you remember when your teacher asked you to look at the blackboard? Have you ever? I think you all remember when the teachers say, "Look at the blackboard, everyone. Listen to me." Right? Isn't it? You all have heard from the teachers, right? Everyone, look at the blackboard carefully. Don't talk. Listen to me. Why they ask you to do that? Because these ears, these ears, eyes, they help you to learn something, right? So here, when you are small, when you are a baby, you know what the first thing is you grab your mother's finger. You hold it. You feel. You tend to feel by touch. These are senses. Touch sense. You touch. You can feel your mother, and then you smell. So you learn by smelling also. You learn by seeing, you learn by hearing, you learn by smelling, you learn by touch. So these are your experience, and these experience, they teach you a lesson. Remember, this experience with your parents, your experience with your uncle, the experience with your brother and sister at home, the experience with your teachers during your primary stage, secondary stage, all these teach you a lesson. Have taught you a lesson, and these lesson, they shape you, they modify you, and they grind you. I mean, they crunch in such a way. You have been grilled, you have been crushed, you have been I would say you have been shaped, you have been molded. Your behavior, your character, your way of thinking. Right? Remember when you were, I think most of you are from St. Thomas itself. Remember how Sister Cecilia used to teach you how to keep the surrounding clean. Make sure that you pick the plastic and put in the dustbin. All those small things that you learn, all these are something that you have experienced. Okay. And here, if you just go through your first paragraph here, they say that an infant initial contact is with his or her parents. Remember? And they also says that each individual is born full of vigor. Every individual is born with full of strength. Vigor, V-I-G-O-U-R mean strength, climb. Okay, with full of vigor, V-I-G-O-U-R. If you look from there in the first paragraph itself, each individual is born full of vigor and is endowed with a unique set of traits. Each and every individual, each of you, I would say, each of you, Rikkirshan, Elizarori, Ravanilla, all of you are born with strength. Full of vigor, strength, and then it's endowed. Endowed mean what? It's a gift from the Lord. It's a gift from the Lord. Your abilities to sing, the abilities to dance, the ability to mix things, objects, all these are being blessed to you. Okay, all these traits is a personality traits. So children use their sense to gather information. If you can see from your book, you look at your book and the last paragraph there, children use their sense to gather information about their surrounding. Remember, see, if you just look at the dog and cat, if you give something to the cat and dog, what do? They smell first, right? Like that. Now they used to smell first. Only when the moment they finish to smell, then only they will start biting or they start eating, right? So see here how even animals also, they use the senses to learn whether we're giving the right food for them or not, right? So the same thing with you also. We all learn by our senses. Okay, the sense of sight, sense of hearing, okay, sense of smelling, sense of touch, right? So here the children use their senses. Senses mean your eyes. Children, they learn from their eyes. That is why it's very, very important for the parents, for the elder brother and sister, for everyone around us, especially we elders. We have to really live a good life, because the people behind us, they look at us. They look at how the way we live, the way we talk, the way we respond. It's very, very important. That's why some people say, because why they didn't look at themselves first, right? So it's very, very important for all of you to live your life well, because why? Your children behind you, your sister behind you, they are looking at you. Okay, so it's very, very important from us to know from now how to live our life, so that we will be able to help out the next generation. So I think all of you might have asked so many questions from your mother, from your father, right? So many questions. You know what you say? May, what is this? Pa, what is that? Why can I have that? Why can I go there? Should I go there to that place, right? So many questions you ask to your parents because you are curious. Why we have to go to church, right? So all this thing is there. So the next one, this develop. Okay, wait, I have to. Okay, so where's the newcomers who just joined just now? Stephen something I saw. Okay, next we will move. So this curiosity. Why we ask question? Because we have this trait of curiosity. Curiosity means you want to know more. What do you mean by curiosity? curiosity. Curiosity means you want to know more. You want to know why is that? Why it's like that? Why they have to be like that? All this kind of question that is in your brain, that is in your head, is because you have that ability to ask question. Because you are curious. You want to know more and more. You want to experiment thing, right? Okay. So here, and this curiosity, because of this, it will help you to develop your mental faculties and urge them to know more and more about the world. This process continues throughout our life as they pass from one stage to another. Another one is environment. Okay. Another one is environment. So environment is another, I would say, another teacher. We all learn from our environment, from our surrounding. People might be shocked. For example, now we are belonging from a Khasi tradition. Some of us, right? I mean, all of us, and some of them are not. Some, we all belong from a different tradition, different culture. And I can say that all of us, we dress like this. This is not our traditional dress, right? The Jankrisha, the Jansem is our traditional dress, but we don't wear it because we learned, we feel more comfortable in this, as we stay at home. And this we learn it from the Western side. This is the things that we learn from the environment. Some of you cut hair, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Then, if you like Cristiano Ronaldo, you will go and change your hairstyle to like Cristiano Ronaldo. And some of you who like someone else, you will follow that person. That means you learn from the environment. Okay. So here, the environment and its component play a major role in influencing the education of an individual. So if any one of you listening to me right now, I know that somehow, somewhere you have been influenced by the environment. That is why your parents say, try to stay at home also, and don't just go out every time now and then. Otherwise, that you may fall into prey. You may involve in bad company. You may involve in smoking, drinking, doing drugs, all these things. So why? Because we learn from other friends. That means from environment. So, on these assumptions, the environmental experience and opportunities are purposely planned for the growth and development of individual by certain institutions in the society. It's important. Sometimes it's not good for the parents to just keep the children inside the house. They need to be explored. They need to go out and explore things. They need to go out and see things by themselves. But the only thing the parents need to make sure that the children are in control. Okay, so it's very, very important for every individual to experience things right from the very small time, from the very small age, to see step by step. Okay, I mean, according to their level, according to what they're supposed to experience as a childhood experience. Suppose children, they're supposed to go out and play with mud. They're supposed to go and play with friends. They're not supposed to stay always at home, to just be in the room. No. So I think every parents and teacher also should understand that children should not be always at home. They should be allowed to play in their playground, in their background with their friends, so that they will have the memories with them. And here, that is why after when they experience things at home, then we will get to see that sooner or later they have to go to school. Thus, an individual gets education directly or indirectly from various institutions in the society. So you see, I asked you the word agency, right? So this word agency is like in Khasi we say tanat. Katanat, then kashlem, katalong, kashlem, katanat, it's like, it's a place whereby we learn things. It's a place where we learn things. So agency of education means there are various agency which help us to learn and to experience things, to experiment things. All these are called agency. So we will see different types of agency. It can be formal, informal. Okay. So we will see now the agency of education. So the institution like the family, the school, the community, the state, the library, the museum, the various form of media that play an important role in transmission of values, norms, skills, and accumulated knowledge of the society are referred to as the agency of education. See, let me tell you, I will give you an example, a very simple example. Even though I am way more elder than you, I would like to say that I also learned all these Google Classroom, Google Meet this year only. This year I learned, few months back. From nowhere, I learned from social media. I learned from YouTube. Okay, how to function this Google Classroom, how to do this Google Meet, right? So I can say that nobody teach me, but it's the social media. So social media is one form of agency of education because it helps me to have knowledge about applying these two apps, Google Meet, Google Classroom, and then PDF Converter app, and then Zoom. So many apps are there. Okay, so I am honestly telling you, I also learn from the social media. So which is also another platform for giving information, giving knowledge about something, right? So do you understand now? So agency of education, it doesn't mean only the school, right? School is someone which is formal, which has been planned, pre-planned, guided. Okay, so family, they are informal. That means no one has been planned. Okay, today child has to do this, right? So sometimes it just happen at home. So here, please underline that one. The first paragraph from the page 9, if you can see the institution, underline that one, the paragraph. The institutions like the family, the school, the community, the state, the library, the museum, and various forms of media that play an important role in the transmission of values, norms, skills, and accumulated knowledge of the society are referred to as agency of education. Underline that small paragraph from there, because those are the agency of education. Remember that. So what are these agency doing? The question is, why it is important for us to study about this agency of education, and what are they doing for us? That is the question. What are they doing for us, and what we can learn from them? Okay, so let's move ahead. The classification of the agency of education. I would like to request someone to read on for me the classification of the agency of education. Kirshan, if you can hear me, you on your audio mode and read on the classification of the agency of education. Kirshan, can you hear me, please? Please read on the... Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Krishan, for your reading. You have done a very wonderful job here. So we are here to talk about the classification of the agency of education. Now, I want every one of you, if you have a small copy there, do you all have a small copy there? Do you have a copy? Yes or no? Please type in the message box. If yes, please type there. Do all of you have a copy or small paper? Hello? Can everyone hear me? Yes or no? Okay. Do you all have a copy? I want an answer. Please reply to me. Okay, let me see the answer. Okay, I done it. Yes, miss, I can't hear you. Why? Why you cannot hear me? Okay, do you all have a copy with you? Okay, let me try. Hello, can you all hear me? Yes? Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, I want all of you to take out your copy and then you draw a line, okay? Like this. I want all of you to do this. If you can see, you write first agency of education and then you draw a line like that. Three lines are there. Okay, make it far away from each other. Can you all do that? When you're done, please say, miss, I am done. Everyone should respond to me. When you're done to write that, please respond to me. I want every one of you to do like this in your copy. And when you're done, you can tell me that you are done. Okay, Josephine, she's done. Okay, I done already finished. Who have finished? Please tell me. Eliza already finished. Renabella finished. How many of you finished? Krishan finished. Elosta finished. Sisi Dora finished. Damod finished. Okay, Kalvi finished. Okay, Sister Dan finished. Vitamin Ribasaima finished. Reboni finished. Come on, fast. Draw fast. I will find out. If you guys don't draw it, I will see you. I can see only God can see now. If I cannot see, God can see. Bapitingan finished. Deng Marway finished. What about the rest? I'm still waiting 1 more minute for you guys to draw. Okay. Good. So I believe all of you have done this. So I want all of you to write first one. Okay, you can write here like first one, second, third. You can do this first, second, and third. First, second, and third. The first one you write formal. You all of you, come on, let's do it together with me. Write formal. First one, write formal. Second one, write non-formal. And the third one, write informal. Can you all do that with me? Have you done this? If you have done this, type yes. Can you, okay, I got so many answers now. Yes, written yes, number yes, Revenant yes, Ilosta yes, Sister yes. Okay, you all done? Done, more done, finish, Pyramid done, Mapatikan finish. Good. Now I want all of you to write school in the formal. You write A. First you write small a. You write small a is school. Because here you give number 1, right? So 1 is formal, then small letter A. Small letter A in formal, you write school. Second letter B, small letter B, college. Small letter C, university. And small letter D, you write institutes. And the same you do for the second one, non-formal. When you finish with the formal A, small B, small c, small d, A is school, B is college, C is university, third is, or D is institute. The same way you do to the non-formal. This time education, you write it clear and neat. Very clear one. And then Center for Adult Education. And then Center for Health Education. And D, Government Organization. and then G, also E, NGOs. Then informal education, you write family, B, community, C, library, religion, library, museum, mass media, radio, online learning, resources like encyclopedia. Have you all done this? Those who finish, you tell me yes. Did you all of you finish or not? Those who have finished, report to me writing yes. Yes, I have done writing that. Make sure that you write in this way, okay? 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. Those who finish like this, you can type to me yes, so that I will know that you have finished. I'm waiting for you. Okay. How many of you finished now? Okay, this is now. Okay. Eliza, she finished. Reboni finished. Deng finished. Ravina finished. Josephine finished. Mendini finished. Did not get. Sister, what happened to you? You did not get? Sister, have you finished or not? Writing in this way, like in this three column here, 1, 2, 3, and then you write down the different agency of education: formal, non-formal, and informal. Sister. Okay. Here, Calvin is done. Damod is done. Very good. Now, I want Eliza Rory to on your audio mode. Eliza Rory, if you can hear me, please on your audio mode and read out the first formal agency. What are the formal agency? Can you name the formal agency, Eliza Rory? Can you hear me, Eliza Rory? Read out the agency which is formal agency. Read out the formal agency.
Schools, colleges, universities, and institutes.
Very good. Okay. Now I would like to request Josephine, if you can hear me. Josephine Basaimot, can you hear me or not? Josephine Basaimot, if you can hear me. Hello. Okay, let me see who is on. Okay, Bapintingan Carboni, can you hear me? Please on your audio mode, Bapintingan Carboni. Okay, no one can hear me. Okay, from Sister Cecilia group, can you all hear me? From Sister group, can you hear me? Okay, I think your network is not that good. So let's move ahead, right? First one is formal agency of education. So these are the agencies which give educations to every students, right from pre-primary, then lower primary, upper primary, secondary, then higher secondary, and then degree, master degree, and then PhD, and then postdoc. And for that is like, from school, college, and university, and institute include like IIT, MBBS, all those institute, MBA, those professional one, it consists of, I would say most of the institutes like IIT, IIM, all those are institute, okay? So this agency, they are a formal one. That means when I say formal, listen to me. When I say formal, it means like we have prepared, they have pre-planned, they have a curriculum, they have a routine, they have timing, and they have duration, and then like the year, how many years this person has to study from this degree, from this stage to this stage, like for pre-primary, then lower primary, upper primary, secondary, higher secondary. See how you are all in higher secondary. Now you are a what? I would say a pre-university, but before we used to say PU, right? For class 11, 12, before they used to say, now I am a PU student. But now we never say that. Now we always say that you are a high school student, right? So you are in this stage of higher secondary stage, and the school that we have in Mairang, that is called the formal agency of education. In Khasi we say, katanat kashlam katalong maajing start yangi. Okay, this is the place where we go and we get to learn about the values, we get to learn about the subjects, we get to learn about the various culture, and then we get to learn about many things about life, about day-to-day everyday life, about the history, about the economy of the states, the country, about the political agenda. All these things we learn in school and colleges, right? So these schools, colleges, university, institute, they are one agencies of educations which look after the students, which take care of the students, which make sure that once the students finish their studies, they will be prepared to enter to the world of work. Okay, so all of you right now, let me again say that all of you right now, you are still a raw material. You are still in the industry that needs to be brushed, that needs to be cut, that needs to be shaped, that needs to be modified, that needs to be molded. The moment you finish your class 12 from St. Thomas, you will become a product. For now, you are still all raw material. You still need to learn a lot about what is in the syllabus of class 11 and 12. Okay, so that is the formal agency of education. The next one is non-formal, right? Non-formal include what? Distant education center, center for adult education, center for health education, government organization, and NGO in the field of education, right? So here, distance education center. Let me give you an example. I am also doing my master degree from IGNOU. Okay, so I don't have to go and sit in a classroom. I'm doing my another master degree from IGNOU. I don't have to go and sit in the classroom. I will just learn it from the Gyan Vidyani, okay, from, they will send a link, then they will just send some videos, and then they will send some notes, and then maybe I just have to attend class only once in a week, or if I don't go also fine. Okay, so these are all distant education center. That means I don't have to go and sit inside a classroom every day. Okay, and still I will get my degree. And these are all non-formal. Okay, I don't have to go to college every day. I don't have to go and sit in the classroom. I don't have to listen to the teachers. I don't have to yes, I don't have to worry about whether I should go to class or not. So the only thing I have to be prepared for my exam, sit for the practicals, and so on. So this is the non-formal education. Okay, and another one is Center for Adult Education. There are like some agencies which is they don't have to be so formal. See, when I say non-formal means, it doesn't mean like there will be no exams, or there will be no proper measurement. There will be proper measurement. There will be proper evaluation. There will be they will work. They will make sure that they send to us a routine. They will send out the deadline when to submit the assignment. Right? That is why they call non-formal. But it's not so formal like school, college, and university that you have to attend the class every day, or maybe you have to make sure that you be there in the class, all those things, right? And they have a routine, they have programs you have to attend in the school, you have to do lots of work in the school with other classmates. But here we don't have to worry about all those things. But there is like some rules we have to follow. Okay, so in these government organization, NGOs in the field of education, it's not that formal like school and college and university. It is non-formal. The one is informal. The one is like you will learn at anywhere, any place, right? Like for school, college, university, you have to go to that place to learn something. And then even for the non-formal, you have to go to that place to get some information, right? But here, informal means it's like, for example, now what I'm doing now is, it's like informal education, right? What we are doing now is informal education. That means you don't have to be face to face. You don't have to have a physical contact. You don't have to have you don't have to come near me or near you, or like we don't have to be there physically, right? So informal, see, I mean, that is the example which I'm giving now. Okay, now through social media, through this technology, we are able to connect. Okay, this is informal. And here, in family, we don't have to be like I would say that we don't have to be like in school at home, right? You can do whatever you like. You can sing, you can play, you can eat on the bed, you can sit anywhere, right? Isn't it? So this another one is libraries. Libraries is also informal education. Like you learn by yourself. Okay, and then museum, you go to the museum, you will learn without anyone telling you, right? Without anyone telling you. For example, in libraries also, you will just go with you and the books. You sit there with your friends. On the museum, mass media, radio, only you and radio. Okay, and then online learning resources like encyclopedias, and these are all falls under informal agency of education, and non-formal agency of education, and formal agency of education. So these are the three classifications of the agency of education. The first one is formal, the second one is non-formal, and the third one is informal. So these are the agency of education. So we will see in the next class what are the formal agency of education, what are the non-formal agency of educations, and what are the informal agency of education. Okay, so into this class I would like to stop here. So the thing is that why I take so much time in this just 2 page here, because I want each one of you to understand that it doesn't mean that all of you cannot learn. I mean, here, listen carefully. It doesn't mean just because you don't go to school, you will not learn anything. Let me tell you, even if you are not going to school at this point of time due to coronavirus pandemic, so I request every one of you, if you want to learn, you can learn anywhere. Just by sitting at home also, you can learn many things. Just look around you, you will learn many things. And then with the help of this technology that you have with you right now listening to me, you can ask anything from Google, you can type anything from YouTube, you will find out there which related to the topic which is called agency of education. If some of you still want to know more about the agency of education, you just go to YouTube and type their agency of education. There will be so many video explaining to you about the agency of education, right? So what I'm trying to say to you, to make you understand that learning can take place anywhere. You should understand that. It doesn't mean like some of you will say, Nee, I didn't learn anything for this past 5 months because I didn't go to school. My teacher's not there, no one is there to look after us, so I will enjoy my life just like, wasting my time. So you have to be very, very careful. Let me tell you, you can learn anything. You don't have to only learn from this book. Remember that. It doesn't mean just because you go for class 11 arts, you have to only study the books from class 11 arts. You can study any books, because from any books which is related to, which will be better for your growth and development, I can assure you it will help you in your future life. It will help you to prepare for your future life. So let me tell you, don't think that just because you're not in school, you will not learn anything. From now on, you have experienced this thing with me. We can learn from each other. You can call me, you can text me if you have any problem with regard to this chapter or with anything you especially related to education. Please feel free to ask me any question if you have any problem. Okay, so see why I asked you to draw like that, because some of you will remember by the different agency of education by by drawing. When you draw like that, when you write by yourself, you will remember. Okay, some of you will forget. you will forget what are involved in it. What agency is under formal education, what agency falls under non-formal education, what agency fall under informal education. Some of you don't even know that these mass media, libraries, museum, they falls under informal education. Some of you do not know that this NGOs, government organization, they falls under non-formal education, right? And the formal educations are school, college, university, and institutes. Okay. So these agency of education, they helps individual to grow, they helps individual to think well, to reason well, to experience. And for as you grow older, because you people next year, some of you will touch the adulthood stage, and some of you will be still a teenager. And I want every one of you to not waste time just by sleeping or dozing off or just watching TV the whole day. If you can read some books for 1 hour, 2 hours in a day, that will be better for you. From now on, please, I request you, especially for those who want to become officer, like IS officer, IPS officer, or any officer in any category. I request all of you, especially you are from arts stream. I can assure you, especially those who take pol science, economics, history, education, English, every subject is important, right? So I request everyone to start reading from now. Because if you go for coaching later on, you will find that you're reading the same thing which you have learned from class 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, degree, first year, second year, third year, right? So all these are very, very important. So let me remind all of you, those who want to be an officer, to be someone, to be a teacher, to be a politician, to be a lawyer. From now on, I will request you, remind you to start reading from today. Don't waste your time that let me finish my degree, then I will do. Please don't do that. I can say that because why I say this, because I have experience. I remember when I was doing my coaching IS, what I have learned is that all those which I write in my copy during my IS coaching, it's all that we have learned during my school time, during my degree time. So the thing is that, from my experience, I would like to tell you, every one of you who are listening to me, who want to become someone in life, start studying from now. Don't waste your time. Okay. And today, before I went out my class, I want you to focus on the first chapter, and then the second chapter. You go back and read whatever you have learned. If you have any problem from these two chapters, please ask me. If you don't ask, I will not know what is your problem. The reason now the student, they the things that now they don't ask question much. Please try ask question. You tell me what is your problem, then only I will know what you have and what problem you have, that I'll be able to help you. Okay. So in today's class, what we have learned about the classification of the agency of education. Right? There are three. They have classified into three agencies. That is, the first one is what? Can anyone tell me what is the first type of agency of education? Who can tell me the first type of education?
Formal.
Okay, the second one?
Is formal.
The second one.
Non-formal.
The third one? Informal, isn't it? So please, you read the classification of the agency of education, and also read out what do you understand by this word agency of education. You will find from the first paragraph there, the institution like family, school, community, state, library, museum, and many more, they are referred to as the agency of education. That means these are the one which helps you in gathering information. Okay, these are the agency which helps you in gathering information in regards to everything you want to know. Okay, kini kislam, kitlong, kitnat, kibaay, jingnang jingstab yau, briolane, gabriel. Okay, so thank you so much, and I would like to request everyone, if you can go to Google Classroom, check out your question, and please write down. I will correct it, and then you will write in your copy. Remember to write your question and answer in your copy and show it to me. Or if you feel like you can just drop it in sister office. Maybe sister can give to my mother for correction. I think that will be better. Okay, you just drop it in the office, your question and answer. Maybe sister or my mother or me itself, I will check. But then if you can drop it to me, I think that will be better. Okay, you screenshot it and you send to me. Okay, do you all understand or not? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, any question? You still have 2 more minutes. If you have any question regarding this topic, do you want to ask anything regarding those three classification of agency of education? Do you have any question?
Enough, miss.
Okay. Okay. What about the rest? Are you guys fine with this? Okay, I want you to wait. I want you to do some activity. Okay, I want you to do some activities. If you can, from your paper, I want you to do some activities. Okay, to make you more excited. I want you, if you all can, make a chart. Okay, like like kind of a chart or a paper, big paper. You draw it nicely, the classification of agency of education. Make it nicely, and if you can get some picture of this school picture or anything. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to go outside. Whatever you get from home. Okay, you can put picture of school, picture of college or university, and picture of government organization, or a picture of anything which you get. You can do something. You do your creativity. You design this. I said you design this one in anyhow you want. Okay, in anything you want, design it and show it to me. Let me see your creativity. Okay, so that you will remember. for the rest of your life which one falls under informal, which one falls under formal, and which ones fall under non-formal agency of education. Please do that, and you don't have to go outside, like go to the modern computer, or you have to go in and print out from the internet. No. What I'm asking, look around you in your house, whatever is there, you just take it. Okay, just to show the example of formal, example of non-formal, and example of informal. So with this, thank you so much, and you check your question from Google Classroom and try to solve it. So with this, since you have no question, I hope next time you please ask me question, otherwise this class will not be interesting. Okay, so make it interesting class so that we will, both of us, we will enjoy learning from each other. I will learn from you, you learn from me. Okay, so thank you so much for all those who have shared your story, playing marble, you clean utensil with your mother, and many more. Thank you so much. So with this, I wish you good night, all the best, sleep well, eat well.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, welcome.